a very good evening. So me and Pragya brings you this like most awaited video where like we have been getting so many questions from fresh law graduates, from people who are into litigation sector. Like we want to switch as an in-house counsel, but we are not able to switch. We are applying, but we are not able to switch. So there is a lot of questions that I get. Like it's I think almost more than 50 DMs that I get on a regular basis on LinkedIn. Like how can we get into in-house counsel? So this video is for everybody out there who is aiming to be as an in-house counsel, whether you are a fresh law graduate, whether you are still in your law schools, or whether you are a practicing advocate in the litigation industry. This video is for all those people out there. Before like moving ahead, before going ahead, I really want to say like this video is not a promotional video. You can take it either ways. Either you can ask for our help and support where we are running this initiative. Surely will help you out. If not, then you can actually take a help from this video and do the self-paced. Self-paced is something where you can yourself study via internet. So this video is, again I'm saying, again I'm reinstating, this is not a promotional video. And I really want everybody to understand what are the actual requirements for being an in-house counsel. So my name is Achal Agarwal. It's been more than 7 years since I'm working as an in-house counsel. And I have worked with different companies. I've worked with in-house counsels. I've worked with law firms. So yeah, this is something about this initiative. We're gonna talk about this initiative in the next slide. Before that, I like Pragya to introduce himself.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. So me and Achal, we have been getting a lot of questions, lot of queries as to what exactly is in-house legal counsel, what is contract vetting, what is contract negotiation, because this is these discussed topic and not at all discussed while we are in law schools, and afterwards also it's not been discussed. So majority of the law students or participants, they are not even aware about what exactly is in-house legal counsel or what exactly do we do. As Achal said, so me and Achal, we have been working as in-house legal counsel, and it's been over 5 years that we have been working as in-house legal counsel. We have been part of law firm, we have been part of litigation, and we have also worked as in-house legal counsel. And this is the most preferred career choice for all law graduates for multiple reasons. However, before coming to those reasons, we are going to address in today's video the queries that we have been getting. What exactly do we do that we help majority of the participants to achieve their dream of becoming in-house legal counsel? So yeah, we are going to discuss that in today's video.
That's right. So I don't want anybody or like we won't waste any further time. Basically, let's just start. Okay, so introduction. Why we started this initiative. So I think we have completed 2 years now since we have started this initiative, and we have like successfully trained more than 500 students now, and with a success ratio of I won't say it 100% because it's like a mutual thing. We can put all of our efforts, but we also require your efforts. So somebody who is just joining the batches or who is just coming for the practical sessions to learn the practicality, but isn't actually joining the sessions live or is not attending the session. So we can't help it. We can only help you to excel and to learn the actual skills and requirement. So I think we are happy and proud to say that we have a success ratio of more than 90%. And we have so many students who have been placed as an in-house counsel. They came from a various like vast backgrounds. Somebody was having a career gap of 5 years. Somebody was preparing for judicial services. Somebody was working in the litigation sector for 5 years. And it's like it feels proud. So yeah, Pragya, over to you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
introduce. Yeah.
Thank you, Achal, for the introduction. And so, starting with the career prospect, so we are going to start with why we launched this course. And it's been over 2 years, as Achal stated. But the foremost reason why we started was because when me and Achal graduate, we also wanted to become in-house legal counsel, but that looked like a distant dream. We didn't know what in-house legal position is, what exactly are the skill sets that are required to become one, and what exactly do we need to do, or how do we proceed further. We have
Right.
been fortunate
Yeah.
enough. We have been fortunate enough to find good mentors who have guided us through our way so that we actually become in-house legal counsel, and we have been training over 600 participants and helping them in becoming in-house legal counsel. However, but when we started, we didn't had this opportunity, so we needed to bridge this gap. That was the reason why we launched this course, and it's been over 2.5 years. We have been successfully guiding participants and helping them achieving their dream of becoming in-house legal counsel. However, the foremost question remains, how do we become one? That's what we are going to discuss in today's video.
Right, that's totally correct. So it's like I have seen people like I am been getting so many messages where people are saying I have been applying to more than 50 positions, I have been applying to more than 100 positions, but I'm not able to get any response or anything from the desired companies or any certain roles. But what is the problem? The problem is the appropriate skills. Okay, so when you are expected to work as an in-house counsel, I am being posting this thousands of time on LinkedIn. Don't go for contract drafting. I myself, when I was a law graduate, when I was a law student, basically, so I have been hearing this particular fact. Okay, learn about contract drafting, learn about contract drafting. That's not the case. Whenever you go and work as an in-house counsel, your 90% of your work will revolve around contracts, okay? But apart from out of 90%, 90% is something where you have to learn, you have to understand about contract lifecycle management. Now, contract lifecycle management, this is the question. Okay, this is something which is not there in the law curriculum, right? And everybody knows this. And this is the real problem. We want to be an in-house counsel. Whenever like we graduated, right, we had two options. Either I could work in the litigation sector practice, or I can go and work for a company, right? Litigation sector, let's keep it aside. Okay, now I want to be an in-house counsel and I want to work for the company. So what do I require? Nobody gonna ask you about constitutional law, CRPC, CPC, nothing. Your 100% work will revolve around contracts. Yeah, it can vary, but 5 to 10% will vary from industry to industry. So it will totally depend. Now, the problem here is about contract lifecycle management, CLM. This is not in our law school. So that's the whole sole reason. This was the same problem which me and Pragya faced when we graduated. Nothing is there on the internet. I can get thousands of theory, but nobody's telling me the practicality of it. I know the meaning of contract. I can search about contract, but do I get how to redline a contract on Google? It's not there. Do I know? Do I search or do I get the results on Google how I negotiate on a contract? That's not there. So this is the real problem. The practical skills, the actual skills that are required, that is not there anywhere. Like if you talk about the law schools, if you talk about the internet, nobody is teaching you the real skills. So that's the reason why we started this particular initiative. We are not concerned with the theory. I know if you want to learn about the theory, you can simply search it over the internet and you can just read. We are majorly focusing on the practicality of this particular this real skill set. So yeah, Pragya,
Yeah.
anything to add?
Yeah, exactly. And Achal, as you rightly pointed out, most of the people they have been taught to learn about contract drafting, but they don't know how
Right,
or what exactly is the skill that are required to become in-house legal counsel. They are not even aware about these terms, contract vetting negotiation. And that is the reason why, as Achal rightly pointed out, that we are totally concerned with practical aspect. We are nowhere concerned with theoretical aspect because theory you can find online as well. But the point is, till the time you don't practically apply that, you won't be able to learn anything. That is the reason why we not just train you, but we make you do stuff so that you can actually get practical insights and hands-on experience. So yeah,
right.
just starting with the first session, we are going to explain what exactly do we do and how do we provide help so that you can actually become in-house legal counsel.
Right. So this question is like we get so many questions. So I think this video will surely gonna help what we do, what you are expected out of us, or how you can be an in-house counsel. So I'll just quickly start. We have designed this particular sessions in a way that you learn the practical skills. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this is particularly talking about the session structure. So we have structured this particular sessions in 10 parts, 10 sessions per se. Okay, I'll take five and Pragya will like describe about the rest five. Okay. Briefly, we're gonna talk about all these sessions here and then we'll take it further. We have a separate slides, so we'll just take it further. So in the first session, it's an introductory session. Obviously, you need to learn about A, B, C, D, the alphabets before starting with the sentences, right? So in the first session, we're gonna discuss about CLM, what is contract lifecycle management, what do you understand by all the phases of contract lifecycle, and so many questions there. And this is really important. Why? Because in the second and third session, what we do is we take a full-fledged draft from scratch. Now, full-fledged draft, when we take a full-fledged draft, we'll teach you how to redline a contract. Okay. So in the first session, you already have a base. We'll build up a base where you'll understand, okay, this is how contract looks like. These are the all important major clauses that are there in a contract. So in the first session, when you build that particular base in yourself, so it will be easier to understand session two and session third. These two sessions are for contract redlining. Redlining is something where we are making changes to a contract. This is a 45% of the skill requirement that you require being an in-house counsel. Trust me when I say this. In these two sessions, you learn about how you redline from scratch. So it doesn't matter whether you hold any experience. It doesn't matter whether you already know about it. It doesn't matter you are coming from a litigation industry. It doesn't matter you are a fresh law graduates. We take it from scratch. After third session, post third session, once you learn the skills, it's like whenever you'll just listen, you'll just watch our videos or you'll watch anything, you'll think like, okay, I understand everything. But whenever you will start doing that particular thing, then and there you will have certain problems. Okay, this is something I don't understand till now. So post third session, we're gonna share a full-fledged draft with all the participants where you are expected to redline it from scratch. Whatever you have learned in session third and second, you're gonna do that in session four. Then I think Pragya, you can take ahead. Yes.
Sure. So thank you, Achal, for covering that up. So as we rightly pointed out, that this is not the sessions where you'll just learn, but these are the sessions where you'll practically do it by yourself. So once you are done with the redlining, we are going to take it further and we are going to move on to contract negotiation. Because contract lifecycle management is from beginning to end, wherein you will be doing the redlining, you will be negotiating so that once you finalize all the terms, you need to get the contract executed. That is the end goal. So moving ahead from redlining, we are going to move on to contract negotiations. And me and Achal, we are going to negotiate on the draft that was redlined by us in second and third session. And we are going to negotiate from both the sides so that you understand both the perspective. How to negotiate or how to give rebuttals doesn't matter which side you are being asked questions from during interview rounds. Once you learn the negotiation in next session, it would be you people, you participants who will be negotiating with us on the draft that has been redlined by you in fourth session. So you are going to practically do redlining by yourself, then you are going to practically do negotiations by yourself. Everything you will done so that you can understand how exactly it is done in real time scenario, and you will be able to justify your skill sets during interview rounds. That's how we have designed the course. Once you are done with the negotiations, we are going to move on to contract drafting. But I remind you, when we say contract drafting, this is not drafting from scratch because that's not what you will be doing. We are going to teach you exactly what you will be doing. We are going to teach you situation based drafting. We are going to take full fledged situation and we are going to do drafting from scratch on those situations. That's seven session. Once you have learned situation based drafting, we are going to provide you with assessment and you are going to do situation based drafting in session 8. Last two sessions are the most important one because the end goal depends on these two sessions. Session 9 is interview preparation where we will help students round them up with whatever they have learned in first 8 sessions. We are going to teach them how to prepare about the questions, how to go about the interview, because that's the most important and that's the final outcome. And lastly, we are going to redesign your CV so that your CV is shortlisted. So this is how the course curriculum has been designed. We are going to take it ahead in depth. Next slide.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So session one, we're gonna discuss it quickly. And it's like session one, as I was mentioning it again and again. Okay, why we started learning about the alphabets, like why we didn't start directly about, okay, I know how to write a paragraph, but I don't know how to write a alphabet, or I don't know ABCD or anything of that sort. Why do we start learning from riding a bicycle, not just from the bike directly? So this is what it is. Introduction to CLM. Obviously, if contract lifecycle management was something which was already taught in our law school, so this was not a requirement because we already knew about CLM. I have been telling this particular, like, okay, you need to understand, you need to learn about CLM, but I have been getting this responses, okay, I am not coming from an IT sector. So it's like this, people are not even aware about what is CLM. And if you want to go and work as an in-house counsel, this is the utmost requirement. So first session, before going ahead, like each and every session will be around 2 to 3 hours. It's not a fixed session. It will depend on the pace of all the participants. Like if you are understanding, if you want me to repeat hundreds of time, it will take time. I won't say a no, but we won't go ahead. We won't move ahead till your all doubts are cleared. So that's very clear for us. We don't just put timer on and okay, 2 hours are out. Okay, time out. We are turning out the sessions. No, it's not like that. We are doing this out of our passion, because it's like we are not running this, okay, I want money, I want money. We are doing this because this is the same problem which we have faced when we graduated. So it's like that. Yeah, Pragya, you want to add anything?
No, exactly. Achal, you have covered everything out. So this is not particularly a course wherein we teach and then we go. This is kind of a negotiation that we do. This is kind of a detailed conversation that we have with participants. We try to understand their situation, the challenges that they are facing, and we try to cover everything in depth in the most layman terms that we can, so that every participant, doesn't matter which background you're coming from, doesn't matter which law school you're coming from, you are able to understand and you are able to justify those skill set. So we start from the basic, we start from the scratch, and then we move ahead. So
Right.
yeah.
Like I have been saying this particular fact, it doesn't matter where you are coming from. This session is dedicated to the introductory part where you're going to understand, okay, this is CLM. As you are seeing this, we have divided it into three phases. In the first phase, okay, this is something where we'll understand, okay, this is the background of a participant. This is the pace which we need to have it. This is the actual thinking of our participant. So in the first phase, we're going to have all the quick introduction of all the participants and the mentor. Second phase, we're going to start about the basics, the conceptual part of contract lifecycle management, so that you have an understanding. Okay, this is contract lifecycle management, and now I know this is the actual requirement. In the third phase, what we do is, as I was mentioning in the second session and third session, we redline. Okay, now we cannot start redlining randomly till the point you are not aware about how a contract looks like, how and what all important clauses are there, what is the legal language, what is the placing of all those particular clauses, right? So in the third phase, Pragya will walk you through a full-fledged MSA where we're going to have a smooth discussion around all the important clauses. You will understand, okay, this is how a termination clause looks like. Okay, this is the preamble part, this is the recital part. This is not there in the law curriculum. This is the major problem. So in the third phase, we're going to discuss our full-fledged MSA. We're going to understand, okay, what are the scope of services? What do you understand by an SLA? So once we are over with this particular session, this is what we cover in the first session. In the second session, as I was mentioning it, in the second session, okay, I can redline a contract within 15 to 20 minutes. We are taking a full-fledged contract that is a master services agreement, and we have bifurcated that particular contract into two parts. Okay. So it's like if a single session is for 3 hours, we are putting 6 hours on a single draft. What's the reason? The reason behind is your understanding from scratch. I can do that in 15 minutes. Pragya can do that in 10 minutes, probably. So, our basic motive, our basic reason behind this is you guys to understand, okay, this is how we do contract redlining from scratch. In second session and third session, both of these sessions, we take a full-fledged draft and will redline it in from scratch, and everything that you see in a contract. Okay. Here, as you can see, like we're gonna discuss all the queries, all the questions. Obviously, when you learn something from the beginning, or when you learn something for the first time, you will get so many questions. So we are not in a hurry. I want everybody who is a participant, or as I was mentioning, anybody who is going for a self-paced thing, who want to do this on their own, just take time, put time on a single draft. If you because you are learning it from scratch. So this is what we are doing. In second and third session, we are putting 6 hours on a single MSA. So you'll learn, every all the participants will learn. And as I was mentioning it earlier, post third session, me and Pragya will share a draft with you. Everybody is expected to redline that draft, even if you are able to attempt it 10%. We want everybody to do that, because whenever you start doing that particular redlining, so you will understand, okay, this is the reason, or these are the questions, these are the queries I need to ask. So before starting fourth session, we're gonna ask all the queries, all the problems. And during the gap from third session to fourth session, while we are receiving up all of your drafts, we gonna assess each and every individual draft. We don't ignore anything. Pragya can redline termination clause. I might miss it. I might redline a limitation of liability clause, but you might miss it. Pragya might miss it, right? So everybody, all the individuals are different. So we assess each and every individual draft, and this is a detailed session where we're gonna discuss everything. We're gonna discuss the draft first. We're gonna discuss what all queries, what all problems or miss outs, fallouts were there in your draft. So
Yeah,
moving
Achal,
up,
and one thing
yeah,
to add that we are not just going to assess the draft and we are not just going to provide the red lines. We are going to provide individual feedbacks to each and every participants on each and every clause that they have redlined, so that you get to know what exactly is this clause and what was supposed to be done. So we provide detailed individual feedback in fourth session to every participant. So that's the beauty about it, that you will get to know individually, personally, how what you have done, how were you supposed to do, and then we can gather an idea what needs to be done further in
yeah.
order to make sure that you can completely redline a particular draft by yourself and you are interview ready. So that's what we are going to do in fourth session.
Yeah, that's right. So moving on to fifth session and sixth session. Yeah, Pragya, over to you.
So moving on to fifth and sixth session. So once we are done with the redlining process, we are going to move to the final stage of contract lifecycle management, that is contract negotiation. Not just the final stage, but the most important stage in a contract lifecycle management. Because all of the questions that you will be encountering during interview rounds, those will be from contract negotiation. So in fifth session, we are going to negotiate on the draft that was redlined by me and Achal in second and third session, and Achal will be representing one side, I'll be representing the other side, and we will be giving rebuttals to each other so that you can understand the prospect perspective from both sides, not just one side, but from both sides, so that during interview, if you are being asked question from whichever side, you will be able to answer that. So that's what we are going to do in fifth session. Moving ahead to sixth session, it's your time now to prove your worth. So with the draft that you have redlined in fourth session, you are going to negotiate on on that particular draft with me and Achal. In sixth session, you will be representing one side and me and Achal will be representing the other side, and basis that we will assess how much you have learned redline, how much you are able to negotiate. Because if you are not able to negotiate and you are just able to redline the draft, then also there's no point, because during interview rounds you will not just be asked to red line, you will be asked to defend those red lines as well. That's negotiation. So that's what we are going to do, that's what we are going to make sure that you are fully prepared with both contract redlining plus contract negotiations. Until sixth session you will be interview ready. Moving ahead to seventh and eighth sessions. Actually, we can move on to next slide. Yeah. Moving ahead to seventh and eighth session, that's where contract drafting comes in. Now, contract drafting, you have heard this term thousand times. But how exactly is it helpful and beneficial for you to become in-house legal counsel? That's what we are going to taught you. We are going to provide you with situation-based drafting. It's not going to be a full-fledged draft. Nobody is going to ask you write down the name of the or description of the parties, write down the recitals, write down the preamble. Nobody is going to ask you to do that. All they are going to provide you is situation based drafting. So in seventh session, we are going to prepare a situation. We are going to draft relevant and appropriate clauses, and we are going to show you how drafting is done from scratch. So if your purpose is drafting, learning drafting, whether you want to become in-house legal counsel, whether you want to become a freelancer, all those purposes would be fulfilled while you are joining seventh and eighth session. So seventh session, we are going to show you how are you going to do the drafting, and in eighth session, we are going to present you with the situation, and you are going to do the live drafting, so that we can provide you with the feedback on the drafting part as well. Everything is interconnected. Till the time you don't understand the clauses, you won't be able to move on to red line. Till the time you don't red line, you won't be able to move to negotiation. And even if you have not done any of the previous parts, you won't be able to do situation based drafting. So everything is interconnected. That's why it's really important to go session by session, and that's what we have designed this course for. Moving ahead to
Hmm.
final 9 and 10 session, those are the most important sessions. Ninth session is interview preparation, because end goal, all of our participants that we encounter, their end goal is to become in-house legal counsel. You can't become in-house legal counsel till the time you don't crack or clear the interview, and that's what we are here for. We are going to prepare you for the interview so that you can be interview ready. Doesn't matter which company or which organization or which position you are interviewing for, you will be able to justify your skill sets and your experience. Lastly, CV redesigning. Achal will brief you about CV redesigning, and then we'll move ahead. Then we'll take it from there.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks for the explanation, Pragya. So I think session ninth, I'll take session ninth also. So it's not like that, like, okay, session ninth is something, I'll just attend session ninth and I'll get all the questions which are most expected to be asked and I'll clear the interview. No, that's not the case, because we're gonna discuss all those questions throughout the sessions as well. So understand, if I am teaching, if I am telling you about contract redlining, if we are redlining a contract, so then and there we're going to tell you, okay, this is limitation of liability clause, these are the 5 important questions that people will ask you. And during interview preparation session, we're going to discuss all those questions. So all these sessions, as Pragya have mentioned, they are all interconnected. So it doesn't matter if I say like, okay, you can attend this session or not. No, it won't be possible for you to clear the interviews. We're going to discuss not only in the session's ninth, but we're going to discuss all the important questions throughout all the sessions. And CV redesigning is something I have seen shift probably where people or companies or your prospective employers, they want a creative CV or probably a CV where you are actually showing up your skills. Nobody, like, see, nobody is interested where you studied from. I'm talking about the school. Like, obviously, some of the companies you will see so many LinkedIn posts or something of that sort. Like, people are expecting you from a NLE or something of that sort. But the major important requirement is, or any HR that will see your CV, and obviously they are not from the legal background, so they don't understand anything, right? So we will help you to prepare your CV in a manner where there is a higher chance of getting shortlisted whenever any HR will see your CV. And this have happened with so many of our participants. So we're gonna help you with your CVs, like how you can modify your CV, what all you can add, what all you can delete, and how you can turn your CV into an impressive CV. So as I was mentioning it earlier also, all these sessions is designed in a manner where you're gonna get an end-to-end assistance, an end-to-end help. We just not gonna teach you how you redline a contract, how you actually negotiate on a contract, how you draft a contract. Will help you to prepare for the interviews. But in a very bold sentence, I won't give you a job. Pragya won't give you a job. I am not committing it. We are not committing it. We have, what I was saying earlier, I'll stick by it. We have helped more than 500 people now, like approx 600 now. And none of the people we haven't given any job to. They appear for any interview. For example, I have a ex-participant. So she's appearing for any interview where she herself have applied. I am speaking this in a bold sentence. I don't want money in the name of, okay, I'll pay you for these particular sessions. Can you guarantee me for the jobs? Can you give me a job? No, it's a big no. We are running this initiative to give you a skill set, to give you a hands-on experience in contracts before you get on a job, right? Because that is actual requirement. But what I can assure you is, me and Pragya, we're gonna help you whenever you are appearing for any interview. Come to us with the JDs. We're gonna help you. Okay, this is how you should prepare. This is how you should do. And interview preparation is something everybody is doing. We have a unique USP, right? Okay, I am a fresh law graduate. I came for this particular sessions. I learned about the contract redlining. I learned about contract negotiations. I was helped by Pragya, and during the interviews, my CV was redesigned and I got a job. Okay. I started my job, but I see nobody's helping me out here. Nobody's just telling me, okay, this is the clause, this is a contract type, you should do this, you should do that. I have thousands of questions. Where do I go? You guys can come to us. You guys can come to us for help. We are helping people even on job also. This is something, trust me, nobody's helping. In this corporate sector, nobody is helping you out. Like, some of the people will help you out for the interview preparation where they are charging a hefty amount. But yeah, but nobody cares. When you go and work in the corporate sector, nobody will spoon feed you. So if you are having a problem there, if you are not able to understand, okay, what do I do in this contract? Okay, these are the doubts, these are the queries. We are helping you out there also. So this is a USP which I call, like, I haven't seen this particular thing anywhere till now, probably. Before obviously uploading this YouTube video, till now I haven't seen such a service or such a initiative, such a help. So I don't know rest after uploading this video what gonna happen, but yeah. So this is how I think it will help out. So Pragya, over to you. Yes,
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Thank you, Achal, for explaining that brilliantly. And yeah, this is for all the participants, all the law graduates, even someone who is with experience but who wants to switch towards in-house positions but doesn't know how. This is for everyone out there. Get the required skill set and sky is the limit. You will be able to become in-house legal counsel.
that's
All
right.
those who say that you cannot become in-house legal counsel or you can't switch once you are in litigation, that's completely a myth. You can switch, you can make the switch any time of the day. But the entire equation is you need to show them with the required skill set. So
That's right. Yeah.
exactly. So acquire the required skill set. Join our course if you want to learn everything practically. Registrations are open for next batch. So if any of you want to join, reach out to me and Achal. Our numbers are provided in the description box below.
Thanks, Pragya. So I think this will surely help a lot of people. Even like I am reinstating the last time, even if you guys want to do it a self-paced, obviously everybody is not able to afford particularly. So that's not an issue. Even if you are doing it a self-paced, just go in the right direction, hit the right target area, learn these particular skills, and you yourself will see. I am pretty confident now. We have been like training so many people and they are well placed, so I am pretty confident like they are really well placed with such a big companies and they're working really fine. So if you're aiming at the right skill set, you will get a job as an in-house counsel. So I think, yeah, this was about today's video. Me and Pragya, we are back on track. You'll see a lot of informational video now going forward where you learn about the in-house counsel thing more. And yes, talking about these sessions, we usually start particularly 2 to 3 batches, particularly in a month. And again, reinstating, we don't take more than 10 people in a single batch. I don't want too much of a crowd. You guys are paying a good amount, obviously. And so I want everybody to understand every bit of it. I want you guys to communicate in each and every session. So that's the reason we don't take more than 10 people. So we usually start batches within a month or within 15 days, 20 days probably. So you guys can reach out to me or Pragya. You guys can DM us on LinkedIn also. My name is Achal Agarwal and he's Pragya Chan. So you guys can search, you guys can visit the website also. The website link is also in the description box. You can post your queries and we'll try to reach out to everybody of you and we're going to help you out shortly. I think
Um,
this was it. Signing up from our side. Yeah.
Thank you
Anything to
all
add,
for
Pragya?
thank you. No, Achal, so you have covered everything brilliantly. Thank you all for tuning in. See you in next video.
Thanks. Thanks, everyone.